Imagine you're walking through a forest at night. It's so dark that you can barely see your own hands. The trees look like giant shadows and every sound seems louder. This can be pretty spooky. That's because the forest is full of mystery after the sun goes down. There could be animals like wolves or bears that come out to hunt. They have sharp eyes and can move silently, so you might not even know they're there until they're really close. So in this video, we'll dive into eerie encounters from the depths of the forest, where darkness conceals mysteries that will send shivers down your spine. Let's explore these chilling tales to give you a glimpse of what lurks in the shadows. Kevin Blair and his friends were on an adventure, camping in the heart of the forest. They sat around the fire, sharing stories and laughs, the night sky above them a blanket of stars. As the fire crackled and the night grew deeper, an eerie silence fell. Suddenly, a series of loud bangs shattered the calm, echoing through the trees. The group froze, listening as the sounds morphed into guttural grunts and distant calls, unlike any animal they knew. Kevin, always the brave one, grabbed his phone to record the strange symphony. "Hear that? Get the light," he whispered, his voice barely hiding his fear. "That was not an elk. Where's my keys? Get ready. Everybody get in the truck." The noises were haunting, a mix of human-like cries and something else, something wild. The volume and intensity made them wonder if these sounds could really be made by a person. The calls seemed to come from different directions, one much closer than the other, adding to the mystery. The bangs continued, rhythmic and forceful, as if someone or something was drumming on the trunks of the ancient trees. The speed and strength behind them were astonishing. Who could be out there, drumming in the darkness? And why? Questions swirled in their minds, but the fear was real and immediate. Without waiting to find out, Kevin and his friends piled into the truck, the strange concert fading behind them as they drove away. They left the mystery of the forest behind, but the memory of the night would linger, a story to tell for years to come about the night Kevin Blair faced the unknown in the woods. Dwayne Armstrong decided to spend the night alone at Fairy Lake, Quebec. With his campfire flickering, the darkness around him was absolute, the kind of dark where even the stars seemed shy. He decided to venture into the woods, his flashlight cutting a solitary path through the blackness. As he walked, Dwayne couldn't shake off the feeling that this forest was different. "It's pitch black out here," he said to his camera, a slight tremble in his voice. "The place, it's giving me Blair Witch Project vibes." No sooner had he made the comparison than a chilling sequence unfolded. A sudden, eerie, deep voice pierced the silence. "I see you. I see you." Dwayne spun around, his heart racing, but there was nothing, only the dense trees and the darkness that seemed to swallow his light. He considered the possibility of another camper, but deep down, he knew the woods were empty. He had been here many times before, and never once he had encountered another soul. The voice, so out of place, so unexpected, sent a shiver down his spine. Rushing back to his campsite, Dwayne couldn't help but glance over his shoulder, half expecting to see a figure emerging from the shadows. But there was nothing, only the sound of his own footsteps and the distant crackle of his dying fire. The voice did not follow him, and the rest of the night passed in an uneasy silence. Dwayne left Fairy Lake with more questions than answers, the memory of that voice lingering long after the embers of his campfire had cooled. It was a story he would share, but one he hoped never to relive. Jamie Robinson, a young adventurer, decided to try car camping, which is like camping in a tent but using a truck or van for extra safety. He drove to Sun River, Oregon, and found a secluded road next to the woods. Thinking it was the perfect spot for a peaceful night, he parked his truck and settled in. But peace was the last thing Jamie found. In the dead of the night, strange noises woke him up. There was someone or something outside. Jamie grabbed his GoPro and started recording, his voice shaky with fear. "I'm in the back of my truck and it's pitch black outside. Someone's been circling my truck for 20 minutes, he whispered. My gun's in the cap, but I'm not sure what to do." The sounds were clear in the recording. Fingers dragging across the glass, taps on the window. It was as if whoever was out there was trying to peer inside. The next morning, Jamie saw the proof. Handprints all over the back windshield. Someone had been there, trying to clean the dirt off the glass to look in. Jamie realized that even in his truck, he wasn't completely alone in the woods. But thankfully, he was safe inside his locked vehicle, a much better shelter than a tent in such a situation. It was a night he'd never forget, a reminder that the wilderness holds many mysteries and sometimes they come knocking right at your door. Kate Hilton, an avid traveler, had a chilling encounter while car camping in her van. One night, as she lay asleep in a remote area, a series of knocks jolted her awake at 3 a.m. The knocks came in sets of 3, growing more insistent with each round. Frightened but determined to understand what was happening, Kate reached for her phone and began to record. "Someone's out there again," she whispered into the darkness. "Hello, how can I help you? It's so early and I don't feel safe. Who's there?" A man's voice responded from the other side of the van's thin walls. "Are you alone?" The very idea of a stranger approaching a lone woman's van in the dead of night sent alarm bells ringing in Kate's mind. Peering out, she saw a car with its headlights glaring in the distance, then watched as it retreated into the night. The next day, Kate discovered large boot prints in the snow beside her van, suggesting the stranger had tried to peer inside. Though nothing more came of the incident, it was a stark reminder of the vulnerability one can feel when alone in the wilderness. Kate's story serves as a cautionary tale for all solo travelers. Always lock your doors, and if you sense danger, don't hesitate to leave. Joey Allen decided to spend Halloween night in his stealth camper van, parked on the edge of a mysterious forest. With an old church and graveyard nearby, the setting couldn't be more perfect for a spooky night. As Joey settled in to make a latte, the quiet of the woods was suddenly broken. "I should have brought a lid for this," he muttered. But his words were quickly forgotten as a pale shadow flitted across the background. Joey's heart skipped a beat. He heard noises not too far off and saw strange orb-like lights flickering in the distance. "What's that?" he said, his voice tinged with unease. "The lights moved. I need to check this out." But what he didn't expect to see was a silhouette, briefly illuminated by his light, then disappearing into the darkness. "There it is again. I have to investigate," Joey insisted, though his confidence wavered. As he ventured deeper into the woods, he stopped dead in his tracks. "I swear I just saw someone," he whispered, scanning the darkness. "No, there's nothing there. Wait, that is a person." The figure seemed to turn and look directly at him, sending chills down Joey's spine. Back home, viewers debated what he saw. A Halloween prank with a mannequin, something supernatural linked to the nearby cemetery, or perhaps it was all staged. But Joey knew what he saw was real, and the encounter left him with more questions than answers. Was it a ghost, a prankster, or something else entirely? The mystery of that Halloween night in the woods remained unsolved, but it was a story that Joey would never forget. What do you think lurks in the darkness of the woods at night? Share your story in the comments below and let's uncover the mysteries together. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Fear Flicks for more videos like this. Thanks for watching and see you at the next one.